What's up, what's up, what's up? So I'm just making a quick video over here to talk about logarithms and sort of the logarithm formulas. So let me just walk you through the formulas and also some extra stuff about logarithms. So first of all, let's look at these three formulas over here. So these are some of the most crucial ones. So let me just show you what these equal to. So essentially, this is like you think of this as multiplication, and what this is equal to, you can kind of expand this. That's how I like to think of it, in order to give you addition over here. So just keep that in mind. And also, one thing that I just want to point out is that with these logarithm formulas, you can essentially go backwards as well. So you don't only have to think of going from here to here. You can also think of it from going the other way as well. So just keep that in mind. You can either expand or you can condense. So now for this one's division. So this one is associated with subtraction. Yeah, so it's just like that. All right, and now as for this is an important one. Basically, what I like to think of this one as is essentially if you have an exponent of the number that you have a log of, then you can take this exponent and put it over here. So it will look like this. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. So one thing that I just want to point out is that whenever you have a log of 1, this will always equal to 0. And as I say over here, it applies regardless of the base that you have. So this could be any base. It could be base to the power, like base of 8, base of 10. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. As long as you're taking a log of like the number 1, these will all be equal to 0. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you have a case like this where basically you have the same base and you have the same number that you're taking the log of, then this will just be equal to 1. So that's for any case, like as long as these two are the same. So as for this case over here, the way that I like to think of this is, well, over here you can clearly see what we have, where we have like we have a variable, we have a, and we have sort of like a log statement as we saw previously, but this is actually like an exponent of this, right? So if we're in this type of situation, then what we can actually do is just cancel. Sort of think of like the way that I like to think of it is canceling these a's out, and all you're left with is b. So yeah. Now, one important thing that we always got to keep in mind is kind of like going from log form to exponential form. So this is very important to convert in between. So literally just memorize what we have over here, where we have log base of a, b, is equal to c. So to convert this into exponential form, so we take that same base and we take whatever this logarithmic statement was equal to and put that as the exponent. And b would be essentially what this is equal to. So yeah. One other thing that's super important, and this is especially useful on your calculator because you might get some questions where you see something like this and you straight up want to like something like this and you straight up want to calculate it, but then oftentimes, at least for me, I would kind of forget and not remember exactly how to put this into my calculator. Especially if you have like a base over here like that is not 10 essentially. So if it's 10, then you don't have to put anything. But basically, if you have any other base, or even if you have a base of 10, you have to use this formula. So yeah. Anyway, you can kind of ignore what I just said there and just look at the formula. So essentially, just remember that in order to calculate this, we have to divide both log b and by log a. And now the question you might be thinking is like, okay, like what base should I like what base is this essentially? Like what base is over here? And the actual answer to that is that it doesn't matter. This formula always holds true for any base that you put into here. But just to make it simple, like when you put this into your calculator, for example, if you just had like log 5, I don't know, 6 or something like that, right? So just write it out like this. Yeah. So yeah, that's true according to the formula. Yeah, exactly. So that literally on your calculator, like you could actually just like I could literally put it into my calculator right now if I want to. So like log, maybe I should put like brackets like log 6, bracket divided by log 5. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that on my calculator. Probably not. I think it'll be reversed or whatever. But basically, like all you have to do on your calculator is quite literally just plug in log 6, enter, divide, and then put like bracket. Uh, sorry, I think I mixed up the numbers. Log 6, just put that into your calculator equals, and then divide, and then bracket log 5 or something like that. So yeah. So the base doesn't matter essentially for this case. All right. Okay, now the last thing that I want to point out, which may be a video for another time, but it's the difference between log and natural log. So it may have been, I was kind of referencing to this earlier, and perhaps I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the lesson, but essentially, if you see log and it doesn't have any sort of base over here, like you just have a question and you just randomly see, like, okay, log of 6, right? This basically implies that if there's nothing there, we have a base of 10, okay? So this actually means this. So if there's nothing here, there's no base, just assume it's 10, okay? So yeah, that's one important thing I want to point out. And also another thing, this is like kind of what I would probably say for another video, but I'll just briefly explain it because it is connected to all these formulas in a sense. So ln is basically a natural log, okay? And ln is basically just this, is a log of e and whatever variable you have over here. So e, like what is e? I don't even remember off the top of my head, but I think it was like 2.7. But it's just, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing as like pi, where it's kind of like just a really long number that goes on forever. So yeah, ln, natural log, is basically just log with a base of e. So now that I put it in this format, you might actually be wondering, can I use this for all the other formulas that we have up here? And the answer is yes, you can use these for all these other formulas up here. So yeah, go feel free to use that. Just what I would always do is whenever I look at log, I just write it as log base of e because it's just way easier to remember that way. So yeah, I think that's all I want to go through today. So this is kind of the basics of logarithmic formulas, and yeah, and also a little bit about natural log. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.